Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more Fortnite news. I hope you guys all enjoy. As always, all of today's stories will be timestamped down below. The first of which, well, we're gonna get a bit angry today. Is anyone else out there? Just a genuine question. Is anyone else out there kind of sick of all these sponsors and especially these fast food brands really trying to go after the Fortnite market? Yes, I agree that some of them can be pretty funny, like Burger King has had their moments, but on top of that, it does seem the latest trend, guys, is Wendy's really pushing the fact that they have fresh, never frozen beef patties inside Fortnite, which to me never seems to click. If you guys have seen on Twitter at last, we've seen over the past few weeks, especially Wendy's really pushing this whole trend. Of course, if you guys also watch their live streams, they have a personal gaming Twitch, which is now verified after they pestered Twitch on Twitter. Alongside that, all they do is they re-drop down and they destroy the Der Burger restaurant every single time. On top of that, of course, taking to Twitter as well, going back and forth about the frozen food battle, because yes, if you guys forgot somehow before I mentioned it last time, they have fresh, never frozen patties. To me, it seems, I don't know, it gets a bit old after a while. Yes, a lot of these promotions can be funny and they support the content creators. This one, though, it makes me feel weird that fast food, like, I don't want your burgers. I don't know, maybe you guys are different, but I don't really watch a Fortnite stream and all of a sudden see a Wendy's tweet and think, wow, I really want a Wendy's burger. But I could be wrong. It just seems to get a bit tiring. Maybe that should be complaining. There's many other bigger announcements out there, of course, we'll get into right now. The first of which, a huge announcement now going to be retracted back to early 2019. For all of you guys who have multiple accounts, I myself, I stick to one. If I'm going to pay money on one account, it's going to be on that one single account. But a great feature coming early 2019. It was actually initially going to be late this year, either this month or of course next month as well. It's now been pushed back a few months, guys. That's actually Epic taking to a blog post to announce the account merging feature will be early next year instead. I definitely agree with this. It's a great feature that many games do not have out there, and as you guys can imagine, many complications could go wrong with this. I think it's great not to push this out like they pushed other updates out in the past, you know, with weapons and such. But alongside that, though, I'm really glad they're going to wait this one out, because with such an important feature, right? All of you people out there who have tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, or even thousands of dollars in cosmetics, you do not want this to go wrong and have someone else end up with your account somehow, or your login somehow, with this merger going wrong, and then selling all your items or selling your account or getting it, you know, a bunch of bad things can go wrong. So I think it's great they actually pushed this back, and it will be early 2019 where account mergers are now possible. And again, there are not many, if any, esports out there or video games out there that do allow this feature. So a great move going forward, but it will be 2019 when that is released. Also on top of that, though, starting today, guys, actually already started this morning, it will be the European finals for the Winter Royale finals, guys. Gonna be cool to see who actually does make it through. It was even cooler to see, though, the long list of people who were actually removed from the top 200. And I say why it's so cool is because of the 28 people removed, a majority of them were actually because of age restriction. So of the 200 finalists, guys, 28 of them supposedly were not 16 years or older, which means, of course, they were of such young ages, which is crazy to see people that are that good at Fortnite. And it is believed right now the vast majority of those 28 were not actually kicked for cheating. They were kicked for not meeting the age requirement of 16 years old. One of them also being Mr. Savage, guys. The number 2 placement in those finals, or in those qualifiers, is actually not going to be able to compete because he's not of age, which is honestly a really cool thing. I cannot wait for the future of these guys, not only in Fortnite, but other esports as well, to see where these guys progress to. It is crazy. You do not see esports out there like Fortnite doing these qualifiers where you see 10% of the qualifying people not even being 16 years old. That's crazy to see how good you guys actually are at this game. And then speaking of Winter Royale qualifiers, apparently after tweeting out that he was going to be a part of it, apparently RazZ will not be a part of it. So that's kind of an unfortunate tweet. It was, of course, there were a few people out there who actually sent invites after the people were kicked, that being the 28 from EU. Who knows how many North American players will be kicked, and if Cloaksy or Tfue or Nate Hill will actually make their way back into the qualifier or into the finals. That being said, RazZ, though, apparently not going to actually make that top 200 even after believing he did. More importantly, though, some rumors out there as well as Reddit posts, guys. He did actually post this to his Discord. I'm actually very curious what you guys think about this. Of course, many content creators, many semi-pros and pro players actually host their own scrims to, of course, get better at the game. They therefore as well get you guys better. I think there are definitely two sides to this post. Yes, it does seem a bit harsh, right? He obviously says no early or mid-game fights because it does make sense. If you think about it, most pro skirmishes, most pro fights only happen in the latter half, if not the last, 5 to 10 minutes of the match. It's only late game play. So if you're going to join his server and join his Discord and then of course go against those rules, now I don't think his wording was the best choice, but when it comes to scrimming and trying to be better at the game in terms of pro play, it does make a lot of sense. Late game play is everything, although I do agree he did word it a bit harsh. If he's going to enforce that and start banning people for it, that's his own choice. choice, but really curious what you guys think about that. But part of me does think he's probably in the right here to some degree, but could have worded a bit better. But as always, guys, I hope you all enjoy. Of course, I'll be back here Monday touching on some drama out there, and on top of that as well, of course, going to talk about our EU Winter Royale going on this weekend. Going to be very cool to see who comes away with that $500,000 in prize pool earnings. Of course, not all of that going to first place, but it's going to be cool to see who actually comes away in your top part of the EU, especially because it's still online, guys. We're going to see if anyone's caught, cheating wise, or if anyone actually does decide to cheat and maybe gets away with it. Maybe some sketchy clips are going to surface out of this. The anti-cheat in the winter qualifiers did not seem to be up to par. Hopefully this time around they are. Otherwise, we might see some interesting results, and I cannot wait to see what randoms out there actually come away with some prize pool earnings. But as always, my name is Jake. I'll see you guys back here Monday. And if you guys didn't know, Ninja, his album, apparently going to be a bunch of EDM music with other artists out there. We did actually get a sneak peek at one of his songs. If you guys want to listen, here it is. I'm sorry, that was kind of mean. I apologize. I did not mean any hate. I'm actually very excited to hear the album. Sorry. Bye.